Yay! Yay! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sussex Saturday. I am VS Speaks Royally. I hope you all are doing well. And as H Knight says, hi, everyone. Please remember to hit the thumbs up as, my little banner scrolling across. Like, share, subscribe if it's your first time here, second time, you like the place, so you keep coming back. So to all my channel members out there, to you all, everyone else, to you. All right. I do hope everybody's well. The shenanigans overseas in that one country is still continuing, but we'll address a lot, in the upcoming trash time. Hey, C-Mac. Hey, kids. How are you? So, all right. Let me get into it so that we don't lose any time here. Let me see. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by statute, copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. And as I do each Sussex Saturday, I read my favorite quote from Harry and Meghan that is on the Archwell site. Each of us can change our communities. All of us can change the world. So I start off with a bit of sad news. So I saw this yesterday and wanted to be sure that I share. And so Justin Peacock, who was a former attorney and then became a writer, producer for TV, passed away on July 13th. And the reason I'm bringing him up is because he was a writer on Suits, and it was during the time that Meghan, of course, was there. And I just felt it was pertinent to bring up, especially since Suits is having a resurgence of viewership like we've never seen before. Thank you, haters out there, as well as supporters, because we know most of the haters are hate watching, and I don't get it, but okay. But more people are seeing the show, and I just felt it was pertinent just to mention him. Rest in peace. Sad. He was sad. Let me see. I'm doing a review of the week as I usually do when it's Sussex Saturday. Um, we know that early in the week, Harry got news from the High Court in London that um, while he can move forward with the unlawful gathering of information, the phone hacking piece of the lawsuit cannot move forward because, like here in the US, statute of limitations had run, so it was too long of a time period. Um, I'm sure a lot of information with regard to the phone hacking will probably come up even in the illegal gathering of information, which still floors me that, tabloids would go that length. And I guess, when it comes down to money, money's money, right? So this is just a coverage of that. And this is just covering for those that may have missed the news and or Twisted Trash Thursday. So I just wanted to do a little cleanse, Harry, good picture of him. And then share a little Invictus news. So if you're on the X app, can't call it the Bird app anymore, but if you're on the X app, definitely follow the Invictus Games Foundation so you don't miss out any information that they're putting out. So they wanted to they say, congratulations to everyone who took part in the Tour de Invictus virtual cycling challenge. And that had to be pretty fun to watch. So, they had 138 sign up and take part in the challenge. And kudos to all those who participated. It's a lot of excitement around Invictus, and they proudly announced, the Independence Fund proudly announced that they are an official supporter of the Invictus Games Dusseldorf 2023. So, yay! And what caught my eye when I saw this on the X app, that it said Charlotte, North Carolina, and I paused because I was like, huh? Like, are they coming here? And I had to calm down because I know there would be plenty of squatties that are in the region that would show up. Yes, we would. Okay, hint, hint. Invictus Games, come on into the U.S. and come into North Carolina in the Charlotte area. Thank you. I'm putting that out in the atmosphere. All right. So a squatty shared, and I'm putting it outside of Squatty Corner, but for Better Up, they've announced the dates for their Uplift 2024. So mark your calendars, April 10th and 11th, San Francisco. And this was a virtual and in-person conference. It really did uplift those that attended. So hopefully there will be many more squatties that will be able to attend this coming. But, more information will be forthcoming as the time goes. The squatter that shared it had signed up for notifications and wanted to share that information. Again, reminder, Polo's coming up, and it is just around the corner. So, August 12th, I believe. Yes, Saturday, August 12th. Bali Polo team will be a rad, and hopefully they win. And we wish them well. So just doing a quick little, gotta show, if I show Harry, show Meghan. And as I was mentioning about Netflix, Hulu, Suits has become, it sets a record, it says, for library shows on streaming charts and becoming the second Hulu show to top 1 billion minutes of viewing. So that's pretty amazing. Um, you know, blowing it out the water with Netflix. You got Hulu, it's just blowing it out the water. Kudos. Yay. Get them royalties rolling in. Of course, other mentions of Suits, and I just chuckled a little bit, but it does speak to yeah. Suits still has Meghan Markle sparkle. Of course, I pause because you know who uses that sparkle thing. Anyway, USA series set streaming record 4 years after finale, and that says a lot. Wouldn't that be nice if they had? Never mind. I'm not going to say because I doubt Megan would even join. But someone shared this and I cracked up laughing because when this storyline finally hit in the series and this was her father in the show, people were accepting and the show went on, of course, to be very successful. The Derangers are losing their minds right now. And it's hilarious to see. It's like, oh, but you say you're not racist. You don't have a problem. But a show is written how a show is written. We know her male parental unit is white and not black. So okay, moving on. I just wanted to share just a combo picture of them. It is Leo season. Megan's birthday is coming up on this coming Friday. Yes, it's already locked, loaded. There's good information coming up. August 1st, within Squatty Corner, we know that they will have the announcement of the charity. Okay, so I wanted to share Freepers. I don't even know if we can call it a tweet anymore. An X? What are we calling these things now that it's the X app? Anyway, the royal family have protected Dan Wooten more than they have protected Prince Harry. Think on that. Yes, and we're going to get more into Woody Woot in Trash Time that is forthcoming. So I have had people, someone just last week, and then it may have been a month ago, asked about the likes on why they can't see them, what's going on, blah blah blah. There's nothing going on. I just have them hidden. I didn't really think anybody cared. If you hit the like button, it just says like or the thumbs up. I didn't really think the numbers matter, but I figured I would just show what the numbers look like on a given live stream. Which I'm not complaining about it. What I would love to see 1,000 thumbs up, yeah, but I'm happy with the number that I've gotten. I mean, at least it's more than one. So, but for those that are concerned, there are the numbers for that. So, I want to remind everybody that, I do have merch for sale. You just look for the store link. Nightbot is also dropping it. And then, my goal right now, I'm working towards that 10K, get over that hump, get up over that mountain, and then it will truly be uphill from there. But working on that. So continue to share, tell everybody that you know about the channel. And again, I want to thank Baron for being so generous. I do see when I'm over there cutting up, because I do cut up over there, that my link is dropped, and I'm really appreciative of that. So before we get to trash time, I saw a couple of interesting articles. So the Eastern Caribbean is telling the royal family to go kick rocks in a sense. So they're removing QE2s, which we knew would happen, her face, and from their money, but it doesn't say that they're replacing it with the king. So there's some are really deciding per the article what they're going to do, et cetera, who they're going to put on there. And I just chuckled because I was like, oh, so it's not automatically going to be King KC3. So, and in addition to KC3, I found this completely like, wow. So I know months ago there was discussion on the remains of an Ethiopian royal that was buried at Windsor Castle. And, the royal family basically said they weren't giving back the remains. I kind of dig to see what was being said in this article. I don't think I've ever really paid too much close attention to why they won't give back the remains. I mean, I have my own views on that from a spiritual standpoint. Stop harnessing the energy of the ancestors that don't belong to you, royal family. And I'll just say that and I'm going to move on. But anyway, so an Ethiopian royal who is a descendant of the person that they have, says they would like them to return the remains. And Yeah, it's just kind of sick that you would have. I mean, they're saying was an orphan when he died, but still, if family is coming forward now that we know technology and DNA, give the remains back, let him be buried, and stop using and harnessing his energy. Okay, just gonna move on. hmm Taking a sip of tea. Okay, so I saw this out on the X app, probably on a squatty, and it just reminds me of this is how, when you see these pictures like this, when the doorways just keep going and going and going and going. This is the coverage that happens with Harry and mostly with Meghan. It just keeps going and going and going. It's just, can someone please close the door? So I need the royal family and the UK media has a story that they could be covering, but they won't. So they come up with they're still coming up with the craziest headlines, but okay. It gives me something to talk about other than in the other platforms too that are Sussex positive, but nevertheless. This morning trending, Meghan and Archie. Of course, I pause when I see Archie. Meghan, I'm not necessarily surprised by Archie, yes. Um, so I'll get into why coming up in trash time, but I want to just jump into the comments really quickly. There's over 100 of them, but just to see um, what's being said really, really quickly. Let me see. Caribbean countries have had it with the royal family. QE2 was a glue that for them, really. Yeah. I mean, QE2 asked the Commonwealth when they had one of their meetings, and the only reason why I know this is because Meghan was still over in the UK at that time, to when she passed that they would allow KC3 to be the head of the Commonwealth. Only out of respect for her did they say yes. I don't think he'll get the same regard if he asks for his heir to step into his shoes when he should pass. They need to let go of the Commonwealth, especially if things are happening in Commonwealth and they're not really doing much for them except showing up, and then depending on what part of the Commonwealth they show up, then you're carried on their shoulders or you're shaking hands through chain link. Let's not. Okay, calm down. Okay, reel it back in. We're not in trash time yet. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Tier. That is very, very true. They're over the monarchy as a whole. Let me just see. Okay, it's mostly greetings. Tears on a roll. So I just happened to see this one in response to Diane. Um, TOB, the other brothers, life's purpose is to be popular as Harry, and that's never going to happen. He's had all these years to be popular, be out there, meet the people, greet the people, instead of being, um, too stiff for his own good. And I'm going to leave that for trash time. Okay. Let me see. Diane, Megan's suits, pencil skirts should be in the Smithsonian. Yes. Many people, when they're commenting on their newfound love of suits, between the fashion and just Megan, some of the other actors, but mostly Megan. Yeah, many are like, whoa, I can see why Harry fell for her. And excuse Pooja, Bella. My husband just came in the door, and so she has to bark when she knows it has to be him coming in. All right, so let me let me just give a couple of thanks. So, Elaine, thank you for the super sticker. I do hope you are feeling a lot better. Joy, thank you also for the super sticker. And Educate, thank you for the super sticker. Woo, y'all starting it off. And I haven't even gotten to the trash yet. This is for all of you Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you all so very, 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 very much. Okay, let me get to that moment in time. Hey, Empress, how are you? That you all seem to enjoy more than hearing me go on and on and on. And whew, all right, let me come back over here. Um, we have our favorite time. Let me click on the marker for it. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Oh, that's sweet of you, Joy. Of course, I didn't mean to click there. Wait a minute. Elaine and Church Nelly, I'm still carrying both of you in my prayers. Oh, that's sweet of you. That is sweet of you. Okay, so you can see who really enjoys trash time. Okay, so ooh, y'all are showing out. All right, let me click on the favorite. So, as I like to say before, if all hearts and minds are on accord, it's your favorite time. Trash time! Trash time! Trash time! So I wanted to share. I had this for Squatty Corner, but it fits more here because of the last statement that the person says. And then it just says for a person that gets so much grief from mainstream media, Prince Harry seems a good deal more honest, straightforward, and principled than his poor excuse of a brother. He thought of his own skin when doing grubby little deal with evil Murdoch. What a weak and empty vessel Prince William is. That's why I'm sharing that in trash time, because that's what he is. Um, so as I was saying with the headlines, this one in particular, just snarky as can snarky be. Meghan Markle's latest success with Netflix is likely why they're happy. They're happy because they're in love with each other. They have made a beautiful family together. And since we're in trash time, I'll get a little trashy. And because the sex that they're having is probably so much hotter than what the writer of that article that I did not read. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the next. As you see, the distractions, these are distractions from the media focusing on what they should, which is Woody Woot. But Meghan Markle wore the quintessential summer shirt to the farmer's market. Now, we already know y'all caused a ruckus over the farmer's market saying she broke the rules bringing her dog. No, she did not. There's a little bit of a situation happening right now between a squatty and one of the platforms. Anyway, because one of the squatties is in Montecito on vacation and just sharing different things, and a platform kind of made a comment on the X app, and it has somewhat snowballed, and it's just, yeah, it's sad. Let us not infight. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Move on. So this again, I don't follow this site that it came from, the Hinduistan Times. I did block them, so I shouldn't see any more coming up in the Google search. But kicking the teeth, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle want answers after Emmy snub. Do you know how long ago that was? Like, catch up and stop with the deflecting. Talk about Woody Woot, Hindus time. Talk about that. Now, what really took me out. Have to take a sip of tea. This could also be considered under the look back that I usually do. But I saw this headline and I was like, yeah, yesterday. The palace quietly removed Meghan Markle's name from Archie's birth certificate. So I paused because I was like, where is this coming from? This was July 2019 when the news came out about it. But then I said, oh, yeah. deflection. They have to go back and regurgitate stuff that has been discussed. Um, but I said, okay, if that's what you want to talk about, let me just see. And of course, it was like the Sun reported that Meghan's first names, Rachel, Meghan, were removed and replaced with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex on Archie's birth certificate, which we already know. Um, yeah, because they didn't do that with the um, children of space and cosplay. So at that time, Squad went wild. We went crazy. We were yelling and screaming. And my whole thing is they should have fixed his birth certificate, especially now. Um, the purpose to erase Meghan, we already know. We can say it out loud with our full chest. We already know that's the goal because anyone, if something were to have happened to her, and then Harry remarried, or you strip the title and then you give it to somebody else, people way, 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 way off in the future would think, oh, that person is Archie's mom because it would just have a title. No, Rachel Meghan Markle is the mother of Archie. So this kicked off this was, this is where they got this from. So I was like, you all really don't want to discuss Woody Woot. You really don't. You're scared to death to discuss Woody Woot. We went through this in July 2019. Thank you for the look back because I know we've discussed it before. But okay. Even had, the screenshot of when Omid had the statement from spokesperson at that time of Meghan. And yeah. So this is where where the spokesperson really put the slap down on it because it was like, y'all, the palace did this. This wasn't like this was dictated by the palace. And, you know, they tried to hide their hands, say, no, 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 we didn't do nothing. She wanted it done because that was what the original headlines were saying. Oh, she's snubbing the royal family. She's removed her names. Why would she have ever done that? That wouldn't even have been an inkling. And they waited. Harry, I think, registered the birth in like June. And then, like, so close behind that, you went and removed her name. And it was a disgusting move then. That's truly, you all. I saw someone in another live stream just before this one started when they were discussing my channel. And the person was like, the content creator said, when he described, oh, she discusses the royal family, blah, blah, blah. And the person said, oh, the lizard people, LOL. And I bust out laughing. So I'll let them have that because, yeah, that's how I feel about them. Flipping lizard people always want to mess with Megan, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so-called experts. Focus on the real scandal, UK media wrote a royal family PR arm. Focus on the real scandal, which is probably leading right back to your front doorsteps. But that would be Woody Woot, because that is the talk, and y'all need to address that. Okay. So, as I said, this week they were just really bringing up stupid stuff. Now I want to see if you all know who the royal expert is who says one family member needs to be kept away from Prince Harry to avoid history repeating itself. Can you all just put initials? But can you all think of who it is? And before I share the name, I want to just see if you're going to come up with the right initials or not. So I'm going to look in this here chat and see if you all can come. Rafaela was responding to Tier, but yeah, that up. Joyce, ding, 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 ding. Yes, Joyce, there you go. Joyce came up with the right answer. Mhm. That's the royal expert, Angela, Elaine, all of y'all. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure most of Squad has seen this, probably on different platforms, but um, this is what AL, a biographer who has written about Harry. She an unauthorized book about Harry, but she's the authorized biographer of the other members, but the book about Harry was not authorized, so at least not by him. So they are saying that Prince George, who's 10, will be 10, I'm guessing, um, who is second in line to the throne after his grandfather and father, but he needs to be kept away from Harry's negative influence, to be your own man, to marry the person that you love, not that you're forced to marry, to go out and make it for yourself in the world, having a job, providing for your family, getting your family to safety. If that's his negative influence, AL, you have a twisted, well, you do have a twisted mind. There's no doubt about that. But if that's negative influence, God help those kids. If that's what the royal expert is saying in order to keep the kids away. So, goes on and on, needs to prevent that they don't follow in Harry's footsteps. George doesn't have a dysfunctional family, unlike William and Harry growing up. Honey, you are delusional. You are delusional. It's in every picture that we've seen for the last few years. Really showing forth after 2020 once Harry and Meghan left. Oh yeah, because there's no hiding that now. Mm. No, your brother can't go on an engagement with you, to kind of be a buffer. The kids are too young. Although I did see something about, like George is ready to get in there, and George will catch this much smoke from the positive channels if he said something out of line, even if he is a kid. But if he's out there doing engagements and he says something out of line about his uncle and aunt, yes, he will catch smoke too from the squad. Okay, just letting that be known. All right. Now, Woody Woot. So we have here, this was discussed on Thursday, where he was paying some P stars, rhymes with corn, okay, because, YouTube has a thing about that word, via covert catfishing videos and getting people on video and all this other stuff. And that really should be looked at for criminal charges, but that's the UK, not over here. Let me take this down. Nightbot's drawing the channels correctly. Okay, so on the latest byline, Times drop, they put out that, Mail on Sunday and The Sun hid serious Woody Woot claims while attacking Hugh Edwards and the BBC. So that old saying that we would hear growing up for many of us, when you point a finger, there's four more pointing back at you. Be careful. And those living in glass houses should not be throwing stones. We already know, the sun ain't worth ish anyway. Being that was who published that Clarkson disgusting opinion. But it seems, in addition to all of his stuff that he does, at one time this person put this out here and shared by a squatter that I'm keeping from having name out there, but you know. So Dan Wooten tried to do Adele the same thing he did with Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. He interviewed Adele's estranged father, then used that to demand an interview with the musician, or he would ruin her career. Hashtag Dan Wooten exposed. And here's a larger of the screenshot that was there. We heard that Dan Wooten harm offenses, charm offensive for ourselves once, live and direct while we were out for lunch with a pop star's people. Okay. Midway through the meal, Dan called demanding to speak with their client. He had just conducted an interview with the pop star's estranged father about his ill health and was now insisting that the singer grant him a tell all interview in response. How did Dan attempt to secure such a delicate emotional exclusive? By loudly and sustainedly screaming down the phone that he would see to it that her career would be ruined if she didn't sit down with him and tell him all about her sick dad. She declined, and that's why you never hear of Adele anymore. Dot, dot, dot. Very, very, very ominous. And another one that, from my understanding, she lives over here in the US. So, yeah, just chasing folks on out the country and everything. Those that keep their lives in check and get out and thankfully don't self-delete. It's my understanding he was putting out ugly headlines about Amy Wine. So I'm not saying her whole name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So, um, and we know her sad ending, but yeah, just kind of crazy. So here's something: Mail Online knew of serious criminal allegations of S nature about its columnist in May, yet failed to report them to the police and continued to publish his work on 5 occasions. Byline Times can reveal. I hope they truly do something about him. Obviously, he is protected, well protected. Um, well protected to the squatty that created this. Thank you. Allegedly is very well protected. Now, what gets me is with his full chest, he was very proud to say all of this stuff. I told ITV about Philip S. affair with his young colleague in 2019 and urged them to investigate, but they dismissed it as malicious gossip. What followed looks like nothing short of cover up. hmm hmm So in his Mail Online column, so he's just all over the place. But with his full chest, he's saying, I told them. You didn't tell nobody about yourself, but I guess they already knew about you. How dare you point the finger at somebody else when you've done worse in one aspect. It's still both of you, you know. Yeah. And then you had an interview with him, from my understanding, asking for sympathy and all this other bullshit. So anyway. So Woody Woo, yeah. Yeah. I truly hope they just, they get you. Now, I know it took you 4 takes to place the flowers at a memorial for the Queen because you were only doing it for performative reasons. But I do hope that when the karma just smacks the living out of you, that it's not performative, that you realize that this is real. You destroyed lives, sent people down mental spirals because of the crap that you were doing. To insist that someone, now you've already spoken to the father, but to insist with someone that they speak to you, otherwise you're releasing this information. We know that is what happened with, our lovely Duchess, Meghan, who was silenced by the palaces at that time because, the never explain, never complain bull crap protocol was, quote, in place. So either they were sitting in listening to calls because we know that's what she said, and yeah. Woody woot, your time is coming. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Now, I saw this and thought, oh, how interesting. Royal family massively irritated. Can we guess who that is referring to? hmm By Harry's tabloid court fight. Hmm. No, I didn't read this one. This was July 27th. I did not read it. Um, we know they're upset, being that it's not even alleged. We know that there were settlements. Of course, if they signed NDAs, they can't, the ones that got the money can't speak on it. But now you make me wonder, did one or two of you make some visits to a hotel and have some incandescent, meeting up, and then someone produced a tape and said, "Look, I have you here." Just, I'm just hypothesizing. I'm just trying to figure all that out. How you're protecting Woody Woot over your own flesh and blood, but it's starting to make a lot of sense with the Rhoda, why they have you over a barrel. Because they have y'all over a barrel more than you think you have them. Excuse me. Space had to go to court and make sure my human rights are protected. You don't give a damn about nobody else's rights. Mhm. Leaking, having your chief of staff at the time give over, you know, documentation against your own sister-in-law. So just saying, I bet they are upset over Prince Harry's tabloid court fight. Now to the squatty that created this, thank you, because we did need a visual, and I'm gonna take down my banner just for a second because not only do we have this picture to laugh at, we now have Maureen's. Uh, we now have Maureen's. I'm telling you, Squatty's over there on the X app, just the skills. Too funny. Okay. Now, um, yeah, the one that owns these feet needs to be talking about where this necklace is that was last seen around her neck. But for all of them in trash time, yeah, this woman here is coming for you, Karma. And she's going to jump you, smack you around, rip your spine out, and then say, how does it feel? Because even what you get is probably not a tenth of what you've given out. Woody woo, yeah, I'm hoping that for you. I know many, many, many of us are. So, and on that, I'm done with my trash time. Woosah. Let me jump in the comments. You like that wig, yeah. Uh, when I say, well, he added himself when he responded to somebody trying to be a smart behind and was under his burner account and didn't realize it, but okay. Let me see. Let's. Kids, church warming next. Did not need that image in my head. Well, Maureen. Let me scroll up. Let me see, what time is it? 12:15. Okay, so it was about 15 minutes to go. And I'll go up to about 12 o'clock for the time. So I'm not too far behind in the comments. And we're going to pick this one right about here. Okay. Another tier, crazy trolling AL said on Australian TV that Meghan asked to be on the Emmy voting panel. What? Yeah, that is a joke. They always want her on a panel, so I keep seeing where, you know, she's paying for all this positive coverage for Suits, but y'all keep saying she's broke. So which one is it? Since Spotify deal went away, oh, they're broke now and they're moving and they're doing this and honey, John, boo boo. Montecito is their home. Even if they decided to move, It would be bigger and grander, and y'all would lose your minds. But they're happy with where they are in their beautiful home and the sunsets that they get, and yeah, all that fun stuff. Hey, midwife, how are you? Good to see you. Marvin, those thieves want Harry's kids. Excuse me, not under this sun. Meg is very smart. She's going to get citizenship for her son and Harry. Let them take that. Well, Archie would have citizenship as one of his parents is a U.S. citizen, so he would have dual. Which him being born in the UK, that's what should happen. One parent is a UK citizen, one is a US citizen, dual citizenship. Lilybet, probably the same situation if they went over and registered her, which we don't know. And I'm sure if they did, maybe they would know because they seemed, the Rhoda over there, the media, if they were, the palaces would have leaked it if they even know. So, but yeah, let me see. Joy, I'm so glad Harry got the original birth certificate. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, he when you register, you get the one, and then um, which the UK is much different. That they have it out there for, hey, let's just go out here, and then any authority outside of the person that registered. I don't care that it was a palace person from the palace. If it wasn't the father or the mother, it doesn't get changed. Sorry. And that just shows the power that they willed. And what other things have they done? Mhm. That it just leads to that question: what other stuff have y'all been into and in doing? Diane, when have those unroyal clowns ever registered, unregistered, or done anything else? Megan requests. Exactly. Ex- exactly. Never ever. Never ever ever. So she went to them for help and they said no, they weren't listening to her. She wanted to sue. No, yeah. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. Never looked into it. That's just their way of just pushing her off. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, Marsha, Rachel, Meghan, Markle, Mountbatten, Windsor, Princess of the Realm, Duchess of Sussex, an American black biracial citizen, wife of Prince Harry and mother of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will be forever. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Mm-hmm. See, yes, you are correct. She is the devil. Mm-hmm. Trolisha. And here, Megan said the O interview that the only title she ever have is mom. Yes, they should never have touched her Archie's birth certificate though. Never ever, never ever, 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 and should have corrected it by now. Like seriously, but um, it's just a little frightening, just very sinister. Let me see, kids tier. AL needs to have her mouth shut, I guess, or keep her mouth shut. Her friend, yes, Woo Woo, is in so much mess. I can't think of any words better to say in the shadows. Well, listen, they can find stuff on Megan, but you just can't find stuff to talk about on Woody Woot. Hmm. Especially one that I think has been real quiet, although I may have his name muted on so it doesn't come up immediately in my timeline. With the initials of PM, I haven't seen anything from him. Because usually a squatty will have responded, and then if I'm following them, it'll come up in my timeline, or other people will start talking about it. But yeah, silence, eh? So something can keep you quiet. Scared? Are you scared, PM? I know the Rhoda must be scared. We probably got a lot of them, but I would be like, go ahead and bring it. If you want to show that you are, you know, honest, a true journalist, a stand up, you will come forward and tell what you know. Tell what you know. Angela Thomas. They are already starting with Prince George. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, they are starting with them. They better look out. Hey, Black Queen, how are you? Um, okay, Marvin, Miss Fies, they're forgetting that Spare is out in the universe. That is where George is going to get all his information. It should be required reading in the UK. Um, Hopefully, the three children over there that are under incandescent with rage can sneak it in their room and have it hidden in, when they're old enough to buy and read, or one of the staff can go get it for them. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Charlene Hill, how are you? Let me see. Diane, I love for George and all the unroyal spawn continue to be kept away from the Sussexes. No one needs those bad habits brought over here, and for sure nobody will be bowing, scraping them. Um, so sit down. Yeah, so we don't have to worry. It's different. They're like different generations. Like the half sibling, I always say, I refer to this, who is 17 years older than Megan, but claims she helped raise her. But okay, when Megan was born, you were already having a child, or you had a child. You weren't raising Megan. And yeah, I mean, your dad, in any of the interviews he's done, has never claimed that either. So let's stop. And I need that judge to get on it, like quickly, like make a decision already. Make a decision on the final counts, so that we can and dismiss them with prejudice, so we can move on with life with this stupid lawsuit, and then she can't come back. But how many of you believe that she will find some stupid reason to come back? Like she added in the book information from Omid, which, to any squatty buying his book, really take a few steps back and take a deep breath, please, before you give him money, because the money bought the money spent on his last book went to someone else that was part of the Rhoda, who was very loud and vocal. Although we don't hear much from her anymore, but I guess she's rolling around in the dough spent on that book. Anyway, it still wasn't a bestseller. Okay, moving on. Kids, Marvin, if they allow him to own a copy, George looks so afraid and lost. Well, mm, mm, mm. Maybe the home life is quieter now. I don't know. Space seems to really, we're somewhat at a trash time. I'll just put it that way. Seems to be so stiff, and maybe it's from the stick up his butt, that he doesn't seem like he's that easy to be around, and even for his children. So, who learned a lot of hand gestures that were used in public, because Louis used some hand gestures he's seen used on his mother before. Um, Lorna, George, all right, caught some smoke by telling a kid on the playground who annoyed him. Yeah, he's already setting the stage. George told the kid to watch out because his dad would be king someday. And that from the words of a child who doesn't know that life can change in the blink of a, like, snap of a finger, blink of an eye. So let me just move on. Tia, they need to let George be a child, yeah, and stop piling on him. He's already looks like the world is wearing him down. Yeah, for him to be that young, um, who knows all the crap that goes into whatever goes into the air training. It's over the top. Mm-hmm. Let me leave that alone too. Can you all hold on a second? Okay, all the play fighting. Whew. Because they were getting ready to get rowdy. See, they think it's trash time too. Let me see. What is this, Gwen? Kids exactly look scared and sad. I don't know what they're saying to him. Um, aside from just smile and wave to the people, to your future people, smile and wave. It looked like he would be so carefree, which he was when he was much younger. So I'm not saying it's just age, it's something they're saying behind the scenes. Hmm. Let's see, Black Queen. George will become such a wonderful human if he gets mentored by King Harry. Exactly. Exactly. Just be your own person. Love who you want to love, marry who you want to marry. Hmm. I wonder how that would go down in the royal family if a future. Hmm. Hmm. Would they be as accepting? The firm, probably not. Let me see. Gwen, Black Queen, absolutely, but Peggy and William won't allow it. It's sad. It's very sad. Black Queen, somebody needs to take one for the team and give Woo Woo a taste of his own nefarious medicine. Discuss. I agree with you. They do. Yeah, that's why Adele allowed Oprah to do an interview with her and not that loser. Yeah. Um. First of all, you're in a public setting and then you're screaming and yelling, so you want attention. So we're going to call him Kent. Okay. And then you are talking down to somebody like you're demanding an interview. Like you do this and I'll ruin your career. Really? Oh, okay. I need to find a meme from a GIF on Adele because there's the one when she's shooing away. People are like she's like quiet. Shh, 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 shh. Yeah. Woody woo. There's quite a few in line that will yeah, break that mirror that you keep looking into saying, I'm a good person. I'm a perfect person. I can be kind. I'm a great journalist. Yeah, they need to break that mirror because you're looking in the wrong mirror, buddy. Lottie, by the time George becomes prince, the monarchy will be abolished. I don't think that William would ever be king. Yeah. Or it'll just be like UK and whoever over in the Carolyn. Is that one of Lady C wigs Dan is wearing? It could be. It could be. Marshall, Dan has lost his ever-loving mind in thinking he's some sort of god. He may be protected on Saltine Island, but not really. No man is stronger than God. Fate and karma will get woo woo finally. Oh yes, the ancestors are gonna whoop his arse. Um, let's see. Annie, I'm waiting for Woody to fall down that rabbit hole sooner than later. Oh, and I guess let me say that when you mentioned the word fall. Mhm. Um, a TV presenter with the initials EH has not learned his lesson on falling and breaking things and all that stuff and still keeping Megan in his mouth. Sir, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, moving on. hmm Raffaella, karma for enemies of Sussex. Yeah, it's coming for him. Marvin Callan, it doesn't even look good on him as he was trying. Whoa. Okay, not even going. Kids bully him, and Chuckles are mad Harry did what they wanted to do but can't do. Well, that's not Harry's fault. On one aspect, they always say, the spare can live whatever life he wants to live. So when the spare goes and lives the life he wants to live, then suddenly it's an issue. You already keep saying that his path is not the same, but you have a problem with it. Like they're talking out of, both ends. I'll just leave it like that. Okay. So, um Diane. Okay. Um, I saw that comment. That's funny. The middle. Finger side. They are broke. Uh-huh. And that was karma too. Always doing them articles. Let me see, Joy. Miss Annie Bullard. Someone needs to flush Dan Wooten down the toilet. Well. Phew. Oh, among many other things. I'll just let it go from there. Marjorie, does anyone know if Harry gives a ish who's upset about his court case? No, he don't care. Harry let them all know when he showed up in the UK and they didn't know it and they were all in like, oh my gosh, we weren't even covering because we didn't think. And then they were out there and then he didn't come back that one day and it was hilarious. So yeah, it's his life and its many calamities. He doesn't care. He is truly his own man living his life. Um, she broke the conveyor belt, folks. Harry said it in his own words. First of all, when he started out that whole segment of his life, and you saw the picture, she's the captain of my soul. Okay, please stop with all the D rumors and they're not happy and all this. Come on now. Stop deflecting from who we really knew is. And if he and she hang in there until they get that ultimate crown, he's going to be worse than Henry VIII, I truly believe. His father was a little inkling of that with Diana, and I'll let that go. Dolores. The royal family did not do what they did, and they are irritated. Woe is me, yeah. But if wrong is wrong, wrong is wrong. But don't just try to say, oh no, don't do that because they'll tell on us. There shouldn't be anything for them to tell. If you're really such perfect people, there should be nothing to tell. Like how you combed through every inkling of every hour, minute, second of Meghan's life from the time you knew that Harry was dating her and you found nothing. You try to always make these comparisons to um, Wallace, but there's just no comparison. There's no comparison. Kuja agrees with me. Would y'all all like to have a meet up here at my house? Y'all can meet Kuja. Woo. Okay. Sussex Love, how are you? The peg that scare it. Listen. Yeah, as he should be. As he should be. And I don't care if you have a human rights. Come sue me. So then I'll let more information out and then you can keep suing me. Okay, buddy. But now everybody knows your stuff. So are you really going to sue somebody for releasing that information? Yeah, okay. Y'all stand up and be some true gangster tabloids if you really want to be tabloids. Let me see. Hey, Mrs. S, how are you? To you. Lottie, why in hell is this man still on TV? He's disgusting. Well, because he's got stuff on folks that, yeah. And I'm sure there are a lot of people quaking in their shoes, but to me, preempt it. Like much like how the Sussexes did, how Harry and Meghan, I'll give you 10 days. And they said, middle finger up to your 10 days. Here, boom. And then it was, oh, they shocked the queen. They caught the queen off guard. No, you can't say that you knew about it and were giving them 10 days. And when they released their statement, now suddenly the queen is caught off guard. Come on now. If you knew before the queen, oh, who really caught the queen off guard? Oh, okay. Let me see. Mrs. S had a nice visit with my daughter and new son-in-law. They stopped in on their way to Barbados. Oh, how nice! Well, we do want to hear more about the wedding. Did you ever tell us what song you and her danced to? I don't remember seeing it, so forgive me if you did share that. Emma, how are you? Blessings to you. Elaine, the royal family irritates the hell out of me. And sadly, you're stuck with them over there. You're stuck with them. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. There's no way of getting around it. Dorothy, do they know how to get on an Emmy panel? First of all, um, yeah, I don't even know. I'm sure Megan probably does still have her. They have to. The actors SAG. They join that, but Emmy, like her one demanding to be or trying to get on the panel is just it's like so stupid. She never had before. Why would she now? That doesn't make sense. It's not anything of her personality or character that anyone has ever described or that we have seen um, in the video and interviews, the multitude of interviews she did. Thank goodness before she even met Harry, because that truly shows her character then and now, and it's the same. Okay. Um, I do hope there's a reboot of the TIG. Okay, that's just me saying that out loud. I had a little Tourette's moment. Whew. Lottie, how do these people get so much information about what Megan's doing? Because they just pull it out their behinds. Literally pull it out there. It's like Emu, who now I have a feeling she was set up royally, haha, pun intended, by Woo Woo. Woody Woot set her up, I believe, Emu, because um, somebody had to filter the information in for the leak. And she worked for that same publication at one point, and she's the one that put out the splash of that baby shower and how expensive and all this other stuff. And then come to find out, the baby shower hadn't even taken place. And then, um, when it did, those that attended shared, Gail and a couple of others, Daniel, I believe, showed, we put together flower arrangements and we did this and that. And then the flower arrangements were donated to, elderly homes around the area. So, mm, y'all made a big deal on how Megan traveled. Who cares? She got from one place safely to another. You just expected her to just walk on through Heathrow like, hey, y'all, what's up? What's what? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on now. All right. Yes, I'm glad you had a good time. I hope you didn't rush them out. Mrs. S, like, I got somewhere I gotta go. Should have told them, tune in, listen on the way to the airport. Let's see. Black Queen, the vile demons are extremely miserable. They really don't realize it. They realize, they know. They know they're vile. Hey, Pedroza Travel, how are you? Good to see you. Let me see. Annie, these deranged people are losing their minds. The suspects haven't been seen or heard from in days, and they keep making up this ish unbelievable. And I laugh. Some of it makes me pause. Some of it is like, oh, you're regurgitating. Like the Rhoda made a big deal over the dog at the farmer's market when you have pictures, and even the squatty shared pictures because they did go to the farmer's market, and then you see that there's people with their dogs there. And so anyway, yeah, Mrs. S, those degenerates don't want the Sussex kids. Bald Mop has never acknowledged them. Yeah, with his flippant, you know I forgot the question that was asked. Are you excited about your nephew, your newest nephew or something? Or just the way he responded, like, yeah, I've already had a nephew or something. And it was just like, sir, okay. But, you know, his time is coming too. Oh, yes, his time is coming too. hmm Let me see. Gwendolyn, Annie Biller, absolutely. Why don't they talk about pegging William and clueless Kate? Yeah, talk about that marriage. Show them pictures. As they say, pictures and video are worth 1,000 words when we've seen, you know, that last one when they were together. Mrs. says, not only did they remove Megan's name from Archie's birth certificate, they then lied about it. Yeah, and said she wanted to do it. It's just the lunacy. It's just, which is when that statement came out. That was the first glimpse to the royal family. Like, I'm not taking your shit no more. That's when Megan was like, no, 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 not taking your shit anymore. A statement had to be released. Yeah, it's just because that wasn't part. I don't even think that was discussed in the Oprah interview. Well, that was aired because Oprah says she has so many hours. I think they had 4.5 hours or something like that. Because she said there was so much more that she didn't put that didn't make it to airing. So yeah, that would be interesting. Lottie, guess what? Prince Harry married Rachel Zane. Who would have thought? Yeah, exactly. Who would have thought? Just having this. Okay, even with Harry saying, her being an actress, kind of, the family had this off. They just were a little off with that. There's an actress or two in the family already, so you didn't treat them with kindness, or they're so low down in the totem pole that it doesn't matter. But what is it, Sophie Winkleman, who's been in movies and TV shows, I believe, and I believe Peter's ex-wife was an actress. I never saw her in anything, but and when they did the little bio right before the wedding, which he had a firm that I believe was responsible for one of the Queen's jubilees back then. So quite interesting how the money, flows. Because you wonder what they do for a living. Going on that damn pig Morgan is hiding. Yeah, come on out of the dark there. Come on out of the dark. Um, for the grave that you dug for, Meghan, especially because you've ranted and raved about Meghan for what, 6 years on TV? The grave that you dug for her, yes. You're in it, and it's slowly being covered. Yeah. Uh, Kids, you couldn't resist. Just looked up Porkhead. He is posting about football, UK, cricket, and other, quote, normal stuff. Him scared now. Him is scared now. And he should be. And he should be. Rightly so. He should be. Because, yeah, just disgusting, sir. Disgusting. So, Annie, what is this? Piss Morgan, haven't been heard from in a while. Do Woody have dirt on him too? Ooh, you never know. You never ever know. Mrs. S, thank God Megan got off that rock. If she had stayed, she would now look like Broomstick. Well, their goal, and even, Broomstick had a part in it, since she never corrected the record. And she quickly can correct the record when, the word Botox is thrown out there. Um, but she never corrected the record on the Cry story. Yeah. Mhm. Recollections. Recollections. Diane, anything the Palaces try to hide from George will be brought to light by his middle school age friends. Even in posh boarding school, kids that age are real. Well, and they took no prisoners when it came down to Harry. And I'm sure William too. I mean, the posh kids have a lot more freedom in one aspect. So while they may run, and they're also the ones that will leak on you in a minute, because That's the only reason why we know what happened in Vegas, because it didn't stay in Vegas, because them posh friends put it out there when some carrots were probably dangled in their face. Y'all, Harry court case is scaring him. Yes, and he should be scared for all the dirt that they've done. Let me see, Lottie. When Charlotte becomes of age, she will see her two cousins, Archie and Lilibet. Maybe, maybe not. That's like 10 years from now. Yeah, Raphael. Go family Sussex. Yes, go family Sussex. That's right. That is right. Go family Sussex. So, um, yeah. Whew, Lord of mercy. Let me get over here. I just want to make sure that YouTube is still flowing correctly. Yeah, okay. Educate Annie Bullitt. They are part of that criminal organization. Dan better watch out before he gets Epstein. Oops. Phew. Can you imagine? Mm. Mrs. S., I have my spare on display. No touching without gloves. My husband gifted it to me, and even he knows not to touch it. There you go. I don't know why people just feel come on in and just want to touch. Nah, excuse you. Be careful of what you touch in people's homes, because you just never know. Um, you just never know. I'm just going to leave it at that. I have to get my Patreon up and running, because then I can talk more about that. Better stop touching stuff that don't belong to you and that's in somebody else's home. Yes. And leave the Harry and Meghan stuff alone. I have mine in the bookcase, and I think one of the dogs was near it. And I was like, if you touch that shelf right there, yeah, it's going to be over. um, Let me see. Black Queen. Louis the gangster will read spare to his big brother Georgie. I could see that happening too. I could see that happening. See, yeah, that one. hmm It's going to be quite interesting when they get older. Marvin, Mrs. VS, the boys of William look sly. Sly people are smart. They're going to get around. The girl, she looks like trouble. Remember how she handled Ford Fiesta at the balcony window? Oh, Jesus. Well, not only that, but um, I know they said it was the grandfather. I don't know if it was true. When they were at some yachting event or something, and she was sticking her tongue out like still. Can you imagine if that was Archie or Lilibet? The headlines that would put him going around the world. Y'all, she didn't even raise her own kid. She was green with jealousy. Yes. Yes, 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 Padoja. Unfortunately, when you're a royalty, your childhood isn't normal. Mm. Very protected to a degree, but when you are put into public school, how we look at public school here in the US, to me, it's pretty much the same until they go to a higher level, and then it's usually, yeah. Anyway, more because Harry and them were sent off, you know. You can't go to school here. We must send you away. That's what we do. That's what we do. So usually they're going to boarding schools and all that other fun stuff. That's not really fun, because how Harry described it, even the teachers were they were sadistic. Some of them were sadistic. Some are borderline on the pedo side. Yeah, I'm just you can't get that much joy out of beating children that aren't yours. Joy, Miss Gwendolyn, if they looked at Calella Barn, they might find Pig Morgan and Pig Mud hiding. Oh my goodness, why do I do this? Why do I do this? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Ooh, 12:51. Lord of mercy, where's the time going? I got to get off of here. Um, Let me see, Marvin. What is kids saying, Marvin? Charlotte reminds so much of Princess Knuckles. Louis, to me, will probably go to the army like his Uncle Harry. Yeah. I don't know, and he may not. They're just gonna be Spitfire. They're Spitfires now because it's not the cute little children that just sit still and smile and wave at the cameras. I don't know. They just have them on a whole nother level, and it's just weird. Weird, weird, weird. Let's see if I'm seeing anything. Kids, what is this, Miss VS? So true. They expected him to take every hit comes his way, and he's like, "Nope, I'm not taking a stand." And yeah, I'm taking a stand in defending my family. Yeah, they did. They expected. They knew Meghan would be by his side. They just figured she would just stay in the UK and continue to be silent. Will control every aspect of her life. Um, Somebody was a deranger was making a point something about the license and all this other stuff. If she wanted it, she had to say where she was going. It's rare that we've even seen, if at all, Meghan drive over there. So yeah, especially her passport. Then they really would have to know details, and that usually was the the leak. We knew she was in New York, and you know couldn't even enjoy the last remaining time of her pregnancy because the Rhoda had to make such a ridiculous mess out of it. So, hello, LDN lady, how are you? I think that's what that is. Yes. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome. I don't know if I've seen your name before, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just scrolling through comments. I'm getting ready to probably shut it down because I've gone way over what I normally would, and y'all know it. Nobody told me. Uh, oh, Mrs. S, we danced too. I hope you dance. It was recommended by my squatty family, and it was perfect. Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. I'm very happy for your daughter. May they have many, 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 many years of happiness. As you know how marriage can be, no matter how much you love each other and right after in the honeymoon and all. Some days you wake up and you're like, really? Or maybe it's just me. All right, let me see. Gwendolyn, all the demons are alike. Yes, they are. Just scrolling. Okay. It's so much, so much, so much. What does this mean? Something scared him and somebody told him to shut his damn mouth. Well, probably any attorney that is representing him in the situation. I know that Pam, that's probably who you're referring to, is, yeah, he's going to be, yeah. He had to do what? Depositions for it, the pre-trials, the hearing stuff that was coming up that passed. Let me see. Yeah, like, let's just get ready and get, thanks. The illegal information portion of the court case will move forward. There's going to be a lot coming out on that. Hopefully, yeah, even Woody Woot's name will show up in that. But there's other body birthdays coming up, and then we have, Meghan's is on Friday the 4th, as well as her twin Abigail Spencer. Y'all can figure out, y'all know who she is, her bestie. And Barack Obama, the three of them share. There will be a post up for that, and there is a squatty that has a birthday also, who will have a post also, and all the squatties and channel members are going to have their birthdays that I am aware of come up for in August. So August 1st, let me see, that is on Tuesday. So during Talk Tuesday, I should have the information already on the charity, and I'll be sharing that out with you all and who we're going to be supporting, because I believe the campaign kicks off on August 1st. So for the giving campaign for Meghan and Harry's birthday. So shall be a good time. You give if you can give to the campaign. The donations go directly to the charities. And if you're not able to give, no one looks down on you. You can share it out to your larger community, your social media, your family, your friends. If anybody there wants to and is able to give, they can give. So sharing is caring, and it's just as good as giving. So, we're going to show out squad as a whole, um, since it's such a large, vast grouping of people. Um, I just have to cover it that way. Anyway, everybody, I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I know I'll see you all around the YouTube halls. Um, Wear your mask if you're in large settings with a lot of folks, because buggy bugs are still going around. Oh, and speaking of buggy bugs, did y'all hear about I shared it on the X app, but scientists found, or explorers, but I think it was scientists found a 46,000-year-old worm in the permafrost in Siberia. So they thought it 46,000 years old, and they thought it. And I just saw an article this morning that it's had babies. Okay. Stay prayed up, y'all. To whatever entity you pray to. Because I don't understand, folks. My husband was like, false, false news, fake news, fake news. But anyway, people do the craziest things nowadays. All right, let me do my outro. Love you all. Please be safe. Please take care of yourself. See you soon. Bye. Oh, I'll have to put that on my list, Sussex Love. I'm updating now. Okay. And happy birthday to you, Sussex Love, in advance. Gwendolyn.